So we all remember UKIP, right? You know, that party that got 4 million votes in 2015, but only one seat. The party that basically influenced whether or not we got an in-out Brexit referendum. The same party that in 2017 lost that seat, and a lot of their voters. In fact, I don't know if they've got any seats at all anywhere, minus council. A party that Carl of Benjamin, Mark of Dankula, Tommy of Robinson, and I don't know if Paul Joseph Watson did or not, but some other people that are somewhat semi-known ran as members of European Parliament. It went smashingly for them. Understandably, since Nigel Farage started his own party and people have gravitated towards him. Well, since Dankula of Mark has left the party, many things have taken place. Notably would include a manifesto. And since we've covered all other parties so far, I see no reason to avoid giving this the much-needed attention it deserves. The first policy is to abolish prescription charges in England at a cost of £750 million. This will be funded by ending health tourism. Health tourism, for those who don't know, is where somebody from another country goes to another country seeking medical help. My view is if you're paying for it, I don't care. If you're doing it on the free, we have issues. Second, waiving tuition fees for GPs while they work in the NHS. The third, increase social care funding in England by £5 billion. It should be noted, in 2017 to 2018, total expenditure on adult social care was £21.3 billion, which was up 3.3% from the previous year of £684 million. An increase of £5 billion, well, would be pretty big. I'll agree. I am, however, interested to know if this is an immediate injection or spread over 5 years, therefore making it £1 billion. And with regards to waiving tuition fees for GPs, this one would be quite contentious. For those who see higher education as a privilege, others see it as a human right. Next, scrap the bedroom tax, something which I actually agree with, and limit child benefit to 3 children. Well, that one's going to annoy a lot of people, especially those who've had a lot of children, and do it so they can have more benefits. Stop benefits to foreign national residents in the UK until they have paid tax and national insurance for 5 years. I agree with the principle, I'm not so sure about the duration. End the right to buy and provide grants to build homes on brownfield sites. A brownfield site, for those who don't know, is an industrial land that has been abandoned. It is also considered something that potentially is contaminated with low levels of hazardous waste and pollutants. I kind of understand this. A bit of money going into it to get rid of it, and building on that, I take no issue with it. It's got to be better than building on marsh. And anyway, if we really want to, we could just load those buildings with asbestos. That would totally fix the problem. As far as stopping the right to buy, I don't agree with that. It's so important to help people, but I also understand at the same time that owning a house is a privilege that one must earn. I get it. Next, employ an extra 30,000 teachers and encourage the establishment of new grammar schools. I can hear every Labour voter now reeing in the distance. Or next door, because they actually live next door to me. They have a picket outside my house. It's quite irritating. Scrap HS2. I disagree. They believe they'll invest the money in existing railways and reopen old branch lines. I say it makes my journey a lot faster from here to Norwich. So my selfish needs take over everything else. Increase funding for the armed forces budget by $7 billion to be funded by abolishing the overseas aid budget. Many believe the overseas aid budget is a waste of money, mostly because they believe it does not go to the people that need it, instead being spent on bureaucracy in countries that want it. Next, renationalise the probation service. I didn't even realise this was a privatised thing. As far as I'm concerned, it should be a part of the public ownership anyway. But, again, I can also understand why it's not. Next, legislate to change the BBC TV licence to a voluntary subscription, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Spotify, because I see so many people queuing up as we speak to subscribe to the BBC. Defund the BBC, everyone. Finally, ensure all UK-produced eggs should be free range. I 100% agree with this. In fact, of all the policies brought forward by any party, this is the most important one. All other policy can go in the trash. Free range eggs for all, everyone. Caged is rubbish.